So arguably the best and most notorious part of every football and basketball game is during the fourth quarter when the drumline comes out and plays Afro for the student section in the crowd. And I know most of you guys have probably seen it, and you're probably sitting there watching me and the drumline for the last 4 years play it and go, man, I'd like to know how to play that, or at least know how it goes. So you're in luck, and today I'm going to teach you how to play Afro using 3 major concepts, which are technique, notes, and playing overall. So hopefully in the next few minutes I'll teach you how to do that, and so let's begin with technique. So you're going to want to start with just a regular drumstick, a strong one that won't break when you're playing, and you want to take it and you want to hold it down by the bass with all your fingers wrapped around it. Usually you'll see drummers on the set or something playing like this, but you want it firm so you don't lose control of it. Next you want to take your cowbell and you want to hold it on the narrow side, exposing the wide side so when you hit it, it gives a nice sound out and it's not like dampened or anything like that. Once you have your stick and your cowbell, you're going to make sure that you have full range of motion and are comfortable so that you don't get too tight and you're trying to do that and it doesn't work. So now that we've talked about the technique behind it, let's talk about the notes. Now, notes are what make up music. Without notes, you don't have music. So here, within this cadence, we have quarter notes, eighth notes, and eighth rests. The quarter notes get one whole beat, while the eighth notes and the eighth rest get half a beat. And as you can see here, I have this line, and this line separates a measure. Every measure gets 4 beats. So if you'd add up 1, 1, half, 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 it equals 4. And there's 2 of them, so in total of this cadence, there's 8 beats. So now that we've talked about the notes and behind Afro, I'm going to show you how to play it. So you're going to want to use the same technique as before, where you hold the stick down at the bottom, cowbell in your other hand down towards the narrow end with the wide side exposing. And when you play it, you're going to make sure that your stick hits at an angle where it's not too steep or not too shallow, so that it doesn't make a bad sound, and you don't want it too high or too low to hit your fingers, damaging the stick or your fingers both at the same time. So when you go to play, you want to make sure you know your rhythm. So this cadence goes bum, 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 bum. So once again, it's just bum, 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 bum. And when you play it, you want to make sure that you say it out loud so that you don't get lost, or like if you're in the drum line, you don't get caught up in anybody else's playing and do the wrong thing. So as I play here, I'll just say it, and I'll do it twice, just so, I'll just do it twice. So here we go. And so, since we talked about all 3 of the concepts behind this, let's review them real quick. We talked about technique, using a good stick, grasping it down at the bottom with a firm grip, holding your cowbell in your other hand down towards the narrow end so that the wide side is being exposed with full range of motion. Next, we talked about the notes. Notes are made up, those notes, in the cadence are quarter notes, eighth notes, and eighth rests, with 4 beats in each measure to make the cadence. And finally, we talked about playing, where you want to use your same technique as before, hitting the stick down at a good angle, not too steep or too shallow, and just repeating the cadence in your head so that you don't get lost or get caught up in something else. So hopefully now I've taught you how to play Afro. You can play it in your future if you ever want to relive your high school years, or just to impress somebody, but most importantly, you don't need the drumline now to get hype. You can do it by yourself. Thank you.